Well, good morning, everybody from the good old US of A. Welcome back to DCS World Events, SATAL23, with its all-new Survivor Series. With me by my side, as always, is Bear, the one and the only. How you doing, Bear?
Life's a song, so we get up and dance. I'm good. How are you, Cody?
Oh, good to be back in the action, man. It's been a hot minute.
I guess. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, what are we doing today?
We are streaming SATAL, Squadron Air-to-Air League Competitive DCS. For those of you who are just joining us for the first time today from the good old YouTube algorithms, this is DCS, Digital Combat Simulator, a hardcore simulation of fighter jets, and this is a squadron-based event. 4 versus 4, player versus player, squadron versus squadron, fight to the final aircraft and return back to base. Last man standing, last team standing wins. This tournament, or league I should say, is going to be an astounding 4+ months long until we reach the championship eliminations in the final 5th month. This is some of the most competitive and high energy action that DCS has to offer, and you guys are getting a front row seat this afternoon to an all new from scratch series this season. Before we go any further, how is everybody doing with volumes? How are we doing? This is the first stream. Please bear with us as we work through, our new technical achievements. But as we're watching here, we're going to watch SF go ahead and spool up. Today is ASF versus SF Squadron. A little bit confusing. I will try not to mess that up, but I promise you that I will. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the battle arena here, guys. This is what makes SATAL SATAL. We have 2 squadrons departing from 2 separate air bases, spaced roughly 100 miles apart. We have a combat zone in the middle of the 2 bases, and Bulls is dead center in the combat zone. What will happen is these 2 teams will depart as they take off and fly towards the combat zone. Once the players enter the combat zone and begin fighting, the combat zone will begin to shrink mile by mile. And Bear, what is the exact distance on that per minute?
It shrinks by 1 nautical mile radius, so 2 nautical miles in diameter every 40 seconds.
There you go. So it's going to get tight, and it forces the fight to get closer and closer until finally it's a merge. Hopefully ends in a merge. 1v1, 2v2, whatever it ends up being. 4v1, 3v1, anything can happen. And it's pretty exciting. And this stage, as you can see, is over the open water. Yeah, guys, make sure you change those resolutions in YouTube. We are streaming at a pretty wide resolution and high res, so you should be good to go. Make sure you change that in the bottom there. If anything does go wrong, please let us know. Is the Twitch account lost? No, it's not lost. We are just deciding which platform to stream on this year. We have made the announcement across all platforms. If you missed it, please let us know. But we do think that the YouTube will be a bit of a better platform for us, so you guys can easily catch all the action and rewatch the action anytime, any year. Come back and see the awesome action you guys might have missed out on if you couldn't catch it live.
I'd like to add a couple of changes. We'll let you guys know about the different changes. Firstly, to the overlay of the scoreboard. Bottom left is the red side with the red aircraft. The fuel gauges are now 2-tone. There's a darker red and a lighter red on the left, and a darker blue and a lighter blue on the right. The darker color is external fuel. The lighter color is internal fuel. As that goes down, the fuel percentage would change to an ammo percentage. The other thing that's a big change is instead of a best of 3 that could go 3 rounds, we now have 2 rounds. It's 2 halves, the first half and the second half. The scores work on If you own the zone by being the last team in the zone and RTB, land on the runway and come to a stop, you become a survivor. This is the Survivor Series, and the Survivor Series is about who gets to survive. Going into the second round, you take the survivors from the first round as the score, and the final results for a match could be determined by the most survivors at the end of the second half. A team that survives with 3 in the first round could lose in the second half with if they're four survivors from the other team.
Bear, before you keep going, can everybody hear Bear okay? I hope you guys can. Please let me know if you can hear Bear okay. Anyone else limited to 240p? No. This should be a full. Other viewers, it seems like it's going okay. You should be able to change the settings to 1440p if you have an ultra wide. Audio is good. Awesome. 5 out of 5. That's what I'd like to hear, guys. Thank you so much for all the checks and audio checks, video checks, etc. We had a bit of a rough start in the beginning. Last season, lots of issues, but I believe those are all ironed out, and we are good to go. Mics are good. Res should be good. Might have to change the res in YouTube. Copy that. Well, let me know if the resolution is not available for you guys to change later on.
Moldy, any teams come back to win from down 3? I guess we're going to have a look. We've had 72 matches so far. My apologies, 70 of the 72 matches, 2 were unfortunately forfeits.
Now, let's just pause there. 70 freaking matches in Stage 1. 70! This is insane. We have a lot of matches to stream here, guys. I am only human. I will do my best. Resolution's good now? Awesome. Cool. I will do my best to get all these in, but 70 freaking matches, man. We have seen everything, almost everything come from Stage 1, and I expect even more crazy stuff to happen in Stage 2, 3, and 4, and then the championships never disappoint, and there's always something crazy in the championships. So we're going to go ahead and roll with SF. Here's their taxiing out. Again, say something in chat if it's screwed up, looks weird, sounds funny, can't hear me, but I want you guys to hear the power of these jets and these missiles launching.
Adele, Barami, we won't have a stream every day. We're going to try and do as many matches as possible. We're going to do multiple matches, and we're going to fast forward to the combat to show you the fighting more. So it's not really entertaining watching a team take off and ingress as much as it is firing missiles, dodging missiles, and Cody, what is that blue stuff on the screen there? What is that?
This blue stuff, man, I'm glad you asked. This blue stuff is water.
Is water dangerous?
Water is well, I guess we'll have to find out this season. But water is going to it's going to show its ugly face a little bit this season. Archer, late here, something changed with the overlay. Yeah. We have a new scoreboard overlay system. We have a new an improved fuel gauge system. Bear, if you wouldn't mind running through, we got a little more viewers in here running through the changes you made to the overlay and our automated scoreboard system that shows survivor points, the time at the matches, and also we have new stuff with our fuel on the gauge as well. So if you guys want to go ahead and go through that, Bear, and let everybody know what's going on.
Fuel gauge is, apart from the color switch, red on the left, blue on the right, the two tones, the darker color indicates the external fuel, the lighter color is the internal fuel. That's the major change on the bottom. Top is rather simple. Pre-start is before the game 0-0. There'll be a first half of 0-0, obviously, a halftime score of whatever the result is of the halftime, a second half score, and a full-time score. The logos should change sides in the second half.
Moldy, you are correct. Why would there be planes flying in the water? Why would there be planes in the water when planes fly in the air? You are absolutely correct. Well, I guess we'll have to find out. While we wait for these teams to go ahead and take off, again, guys, we're just making sure we take our time for you guys to really learn about what DCS World Events and SATAL is. For any new viewers watching, we're just going to be explaining, trying to catch as many questions as we can before we get into the action here. How was
weapon restrictions?
Yeah, weapon restrictions. That works. Go ahead, Bear. I'm going to look at something else here real quick. Go ahead and let us know what the weapon restrictions are for Stage 1 and the rest of the season?
Good. Stage 1, weapon restrictions. The 120 Charlie, the 54 Charlie, and the SD-10 are banned. The pilots are only allowed to take up to 8 air-to-air missiles. The 9X is also banned, and there is no such thing as a decoy, a jammer, or an air-to-ground weapon allowed.
So here we go. That's the weapon restrictions, guys. We are changing up a little bit of the so-called meta in DCS. If you're familiar with the competitive world and environment, we decided this season that to allow a larger variety of aircraft to compete, we're going to go. And there's the beep, the second beep. So there's the beep, guys. Both teams have now readied up, I believe. We're going to watch the takeoff of SF versus AFF. 10-second countdown. 3, 2, 1, and go, go, go. Both teams cleared for departure and ingress into the battle zone. You get a nice big warning across your screen. 3, 2, 1, go, go, go. And the fight has now begun. Both teams are free to take off in whatever formation they desire, but they may not lift off the ground before both teams are readied up. Now, teams do this and they communicate with each other in the server live via the options screen, and they can tell the other team that, hey, we're ready. We're waiting. And as soon as the other team readies up, the automatic countdown begins, and both teams are now on the roll. And here we go, guys. SATAL23 Survivor Series is now wheels up. So, as SF comes in from Batumi and ASF comes in from Gudada. Toro from CTAB here. You all have pilots accounts, so pro. Well, let me know what you guys think. If anything goes weird, we hope you guys like the new logos. We love the new scoreboard, the internal fuel comparisons now, all that good stuff.
With the joys of a replay rather than a live event, you have the beauty of speeding up the time.
We do, and I'm going to go ahead and do that now. A lot of people wonder why SATAL is not a live event. It was never really designed to be a live event. We have too many variables when it comes to the automations that we have, and everything is written and designed to be streamed after the fact. These matches all took place over the last 2-3 weeks. With the amount of scorekeeping, stat tracking, server programming, there's just too much going on in these tracks to play live. So we hope you guys enjoy watching all these teams over the next few weeks while we restream Stage 1, and at the end of all this, we'll post the results of Stage 1, and then Stage 2 will begin. So
what
here we go,
aircraft
guys.
do we have?
Say again, Bear?
What aircraft are we looking at?
Today, it looks like we're looking at a pretty even fight. I'm seeing 2 F-16s from ASF and 2 F-18s from ASF, and I'm seeing 2 F-18s, 3 F-18s from SF, and 1 F-16 SF. So it's 3 18s, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. This is really even. Almost an even split with aircraft, Hornet versus Vipers. Not going to be common throughout the rest of the stage, but for now, this is what the stage is at right now. Let's go ahead and go to F2. We'll check out SF Heavy here as he's ingressing. 27,000 feet, 365 knots. As they approach, both teams now in the zone, coming up on 40 miles from their targets. Now, remember, guys, these are 120Bs, 120 Bravos, not Charlies. Much slower missile. Remember, the whole dynamic of the battlefield has changed from last season, and we're going to see a lot of new strategies pop up this season. So as SF coming in, looks like they're coming in a bit of a wall formation. Heavy and ITN splitting away from their left side. ASF coming in more of a box formation. Leading the charge is Saw and Floos. Will there be energetic faux 80s music? Next stream there will be. We've got a library packed up, don't you worry. And the first 2 missiles fired from Thorax and Missy onto the targets at about 21 miles onto Saw and Floos. And the F-16's leading the pack. F-16's in the front are at 31,000 feet. Mach 1 point, at least 1.11, 1.2. SA defending at a Fox 3 off of his own. Diving down immediately is SA. Returns fire. Let's see if I can't get the music turned up a little bit for you guys. You should be hearing a little bit of tunes in the background, I would hope. Bring it up a little bit there. How's that? So the first missile, 120 Bravo, coming in close, 4 miles onto ITN, and from SF. Missile's doing 1,200 knots, 3 miles away from SF ITN, 2.5 miles now. Could this be the first long bomb connection? I doubt it, as SF is now turning away from the missile. Missile's lost the energy, and I do not expect this to hit the target at all whatsoever. Moving back out of 120 Bravo again, coming down onto Thorax, it seems. And I believe that is a dead missile as well. Remember, guys, 120Bs are not as strong as the Charlies. Another missile, dead. You hear music very quiet? I'll pump it up a little more. 120 Bravo coming in onto Psy, possibly, but the missile is only doing 700 knots, and there he goes off to the left, no factor. These long bomb shots, guys, it's going to be a little bit of a volley back and forth till we get the fight a little bit closer each time. 120 in onto Misi, who's doing an aggressive defensive maneuver, and he's turning away rapidly. Well above Mach 1 in the descent, and I see no chance of him getting hit here. Another 120 coming in onto Psy. Psy might be in trouble here. 1,000 knots coming in from above. Is he cold? He's cold at 1 mile. 1.2 miles, 800 knots. He's now outrunning the missile. I don't see an issue with this one at all. Getting very close, though. Formation-wise, ASF seem to be holding the box formation pretty well. SF seems to have lost their formation a little bit here. A lot of them falling back to the zone. ASF has extreme zone command here. Here's a close shot of 120 Bravo. Both at a volley in exchange from Thorax onto SA. Even altitude. Both missiles passing by each other at about Mach 3. Both are turning cold, and I do not expect this 120 to hit either of these targets. And again, missiles almost dead on speed, and Thorax is going to be able to run away from this one. 120 chasing down Floose from ASF. No chance of hitting. Missile out from Heavy onto Psy. Heavy now defending hard to the left and descending close to that water. Keep an eye on these altitudes, guys. They are getting very low to the ground here as the fight transitions from the high level to the low level. Ranges on these shots taken. Yeah, a couple of these shots have been right around 8 miles. The late shots have been right around 8 miles, roughly. There's the zone shrinking. If you guys saw that and hear the noise, the ding-ding, that is the zone shrinking in addition to mile. Here's a Fox 3 onto Misi from 8 miles. 10,000 feet, 8 miles, 120B onto Misi. Missile is doing 1,500 knots and has bled all the energy out and no chance of hitting. Another 120 chasing down Misi, not going to hit. Thorax getting really close to the edge of the zone here, buddy. Better keep an eye out for that zone. As we're looking at SF's formation, really just, well, he's in the zone. So Thorax is in the zone now. He's going to have to make a hard left bank. There he goes, left bank, a way to get back in the zone. He might die to the zone here, folks, if he's not careful. Saw coming in onto Misi. Double tap from Misi onto Saw. Saw might take this one. Possibly a double tap. That was a double tap onto Say and Saw. Interesting choice of Oh, and there we go. Into the water. We have our first water death. Unfortunately, I missed it from ASF and plows into the water defending a missile. We're going to watch Sai here to make sure he doesn't plow into the water too. At only 600 feet and the water takes its first kill from ASF. In-game sound is 0. We don't hear it at all. Well, they are flying above Mach 1. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with it. I'll keep an eye on it, Crepe. Let me know if it comes back. So these altitudes here, guys, are really low. We got 1,000 feet. I guess Misi's up at 18,000 feet. He'll have the advantage here in the altitude. Really close shots here, guys. Getting closer and closer. 7-mile shot. We've got another from Sieber, which is a 4-mile shot onto Sieber, the Thorax exchange. Possibly going to be in trouble here. Who's going to take the first hit? Nobody yet. 300 feet for Saber. Is he going to hit the water? Nearly hits the water. 700 feet from Thorax. 500, 400. He sees the water. Still a 4v3. Misi getting dangerously close to the water here. Here comes a missile onto Heavy from Psy. Heavy is defending low. Missile's 1.5 miles. 500 feet. Watching close to that water. And I think he's going to outrun this missile. Looks like he's going to be okay. Nope. No connection still. Let's go ahead and watch more here. Really, SF getting pushed deep into the edge of the zone here, guys. They have nowhere to run. ASF has all the territory in the world to play with. They are really pushing SF back. And as that zone is shrinking further and further. Oh, Saber getting low. Saber getting real low. And he survives the water and notches that one into the ground. 3v4 still, but ASF still down a player. Still has a ton of opportunity here. Pushing these guys against the zone. They have nowhere to go, guys. Look at this. The zone is shrinking away or into SF. They have nowhere to go. We are now within a sub 10 miles with all these targets. Right, look at this, guys. Pressing hot. Hornet versus Hornet. 1v4. There's the Fox 3 out from Psy. Here's a 120B out from Heavy onto Saber. Saber trying to defend. Saber's probably going to get hit here from a 120B. Possibly. Goes into the water. Still 4v3. 120 chasing down. We got 3 too hot. Man, what is going on here? AIM-9M, the sneaky AIM-9M coming out onto Heavy. Thorax is going to have a zone warning here. Here comes a 120 onto Heavy. This is probably going to be a kill more than likely. 120 onto ITN as well. And I think this is going to be a kill for ITN, possibly. 1,400 knots, half a mile. Up in 6, the F-16 takes it, hit, and there's a kill for Psy. We're down to a 3v2 now. Floose, incoming missile from Misi. Floose might be dead if you can't notch this missile. It reacquires in the last second. The F-16 takes down Loose. It's a 3v1. SF has turned this match around from being outnumbered and backs against the wall from 4v3 to a 3v1. We're going to watch the lone target here, Psy, who's by himself versus 3 enemy adversaries with no missiles left except one AIM-9. 2 miles with the merge. There's an AIM-9 shot 1 mile away. Not the intended target, though. Really late shot. Bad shot from Misi onto Psy. AIM-9 hits. Oh, just barely misses Thorax. This is a triple merge, guys. 3v1. We're going to ride along with Psy and just watch his 6 and see what happens. So you got Misi on his 6. Here comes an AIM-9. He's not going to see it coming or hear it coming. Flare. Flare Psy. And he's not going to flare, and he's taken down. And blue team owns the zone. And SF takes the first half in stage 1 for Group 9.
So, as you can see on the scoreboard, it shows 3-0. That's looking ahead in time, and it knows that 3 people did successfully land. Sometimes we might see a case of 4 people are alive now, and the final score for the halftime is 3-0 as well. That means one of them, something happened to them. Either they decided to take a car wash or a jet wash on the way home, or a fuel interruption, or even a disconnect, I guess, could be a problem.
Now,
nevertheless,
look at these.
That was fun.
These scores here, guys, on the scoreboard. You'll see the skull icons and then also the kill icons, indicating how many kills each player got. This does not take into account terrain kills, maneuver kills. This does not take into account any of that stuff. This is only counting one player physically killed another player with a gun, missile, what have you. So as SF now heads back to base, we're not going to waste any more time. We're going to jump right into round or half 2, the second half of SF versus ASF. You guys will notice a few more things if I take a minute more of your time. When a zone is owned, whatever team owns that zone can now return to either airbase, the enemies or your beginning airbase. A survivor point is given to each team member as they land and come to a complete stop in this blue rectangle here. You must land in the blue rectangle and come to a complete stop within the dotted white rectangle. If you can see that on stream, I'm not sure if you can, but you must land on the runway and then stop your aircraft to solidify the survivor point for your team. So as the scoreboard says, guys, 3-0. All 3 SF members will return back to base. No problem there whatsoever. Come to a complete stop, and that will reset the round automatically, and both teams will restart again and head back. You can see the boxes. Awesome. Cool. All right, guys. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Enjoy some more crazy cinematic footage, and we'll be back in just a few. All right, everybody. Welcome back. SF and ASF have now switched sides, and we are ingressing again for the second half. I am going to investigate why we are not hearing any DCS audio. So if you guys want to give me a few minutes while we'll just go ahead and watch the screen here as they come in. Let me refresh the TAC views here as well. And I'll do better this time about watching the TAC views and zooming in. It's just a bit quiet compared to the voice. UI broken. Yep, no problem. Give me 1 minute. That should have fixed it. There we go.
And refresh bottom.
Done. Awesome. We're going to hang out while we watch these guys ingress, and I'm going to investigate what's going on with the audio.
You haven't refreshed scoreboard?
Should be refreshed now.
There she is. Misi, good round from him. 2 kills, that nice deuce. 3 of the others went into the either the zone or the water, so we may have missed 2 of them.
Now you should have. I'm now seeing DCS audio. Now you guys should be seeing this. I'll crank it up for you. There we go. So we've got SF, ITN now in the zone, turning away from Bulls? Yep, good audio. Awesome. So ITN's turning away from Bulls. Saw now a 120B long shot from 38,000 feet, 30 miles. Possibly. We're going to watch this one. This is probably not going to have a lot of energy to follow. It's climbing to 60,000 feet. I see cons down low. But man, this is a long shot for a 120 Bravo with those big fins, just all that drag. Man. Before the missile even gets to its target, they're going to return fire. Long shots. These are roughly 20 miles onto their targets, anywhere from 18 to 20 miles. 20,000 plus feet. Loftastic, Rito says. Indeed. So here we are, a bit of the slow game. And oh! And there's another one! I missed it! And he plows into the water. Was that the same person as last time? Oh my gosh, DCS, I wish you had a rewind feature. Unfortunately, guys, DCS, for those of you who don't know or understand, there is no rewind feature in DCS yet. Man, we lost another target on ASF to the water. You think they would have learned the first time? I guess his jet was really dirty. Man.
Flight lead said jet wash, jet wash, jet wash.
Just to show you guys what down low looks like here. If this was you, could you tell where the water is when you're looking around defending missiles? It's pretty difficult. So, trust your instruments. Show on tac view. Yeah, we can do that. Tell you what, let's go ahead and pause the match real quick. I'm going to pause. I'm going to do my superpowers here. We're going to go full tac view. So let's rewind. Who went to the water? Morimoto. Diving, 10,000, doing Mach 1.2. Bam! Into the water he goes, and unfortunately, first casualty to the water. Water is a stealthy killer. Water also is undefeated as well. Let's go ahead and replay the match. Keep going here, guys. A 120B coming down onto... Nope, that's a dead missile. Might have blacked out too. Who knows? And ASF's Psy not doing anything to defend this missile, really. I don't know if he knows it's coming or not, but it's up high, chasing him down. It's close. 1.5. And no more energy. And it is trashed. Completely trashed. DB, yes, this is SATAL23. We are watching the replays of all the 70-plus matches that have occurred this season so far in the last 3 weeks. Of all, how many teams, Bear? 60-some-odd teams this year. So we're going to be watching... So DB, there's a different thing about track files. So these are server track files. They are not personal track files. Server track files are almost always 99% of the time true. So if you're not aware, personal track files are always bad. But let's see here. More missile volleys coming in. Ranges from apart these guys now 7 miles roughly, 15,000 feet ITN down the deck, 1.2 from the cyber. DB, yep, I agree. However, it's not that's not the case for server track files. Server track files will remain accurate 99% of the time. 2 missiles now coming down onto... Nope, those are going to be clear. So not much happening right now. We got Psy being chased down by a 120 Bravo. Possibly has the energy. Possibly has the energy. I'm not sure here, guys. No, no way. Not a chance. Seven-mile shot from Thorax onto possibly Psy.
DB, I think you're trolling, bud. One more comment about the server tracks. We've done this for 4 years now, and we know what's going on. So please stop it. Man, of course I have somebody near my house pressure washing the walls. So if that's what you guys hear, I apologize. Perfect timing. It never fails to amaze me during a live stream. Something always happens. 120 exchange now. 500, 400, 300, 200. Watch that water. Cyber getting low. Sa also defending a missile on his 6. Up high. 0.76 miles and... Kill for Sass.
Kill for Sass. 0.3 miles, 0.2 miles, 0.1 mile onto Sa. Sa's getting close to his F-16. Formation flying with the 120, and he just barely evades it. 3v3 now. Misi has running away from a missile from Sai. 120 out from Sai onto Sieber. He's on the deck at 1,000 feet. Watch that water, Sieber. Woo! 50 feet, 1 mile away. Another volley coming down from Sai. Oh, this is going to be a possible trade here, guys. Hard to the left, half a mile. Bam! He's taken down at the same time. Thorax also taken down. Both aircraft taken down in the trade. 2v2 now for ASF versus SF. Name of the music? I don't. I'd have to look. I apologize. I've got a random playlist in here. I will look. I'll try to get the information as best I can. Sorry, buddy. AIM-120B coming down onto Misi. Misi's looking to be in trouble. Misi takes the 120 from Sa. It's a kill for Sa. 2v1 now. Heavy versus Sa. Sieber, what's going on with this missile? Oh, and it just barely misses him. Wow. Sa now chasing or running away from Heavy, who has the hot advantage up high, chasing down 2 targets off in front of his nose. Who's he going to pick? He has no... Oh, he only has 2 AIM-9s left, guys. 2 AIM-9s left. Rex Tims, I know I will do my best to get the music for you soon. I know you really want it. I don't know. I just have a really big playlist. I will do my best to get it to you as quick as I can. 120 off of Heavy. Sharp turn coming down onto Sieber. Sieber possibly in trouble if he can't notch this missile. Sieber successfully notches that 120. Oh, no, he doesn't. Oh, last minute reacquire. But he tanks it. What happened here? AIM-9 chasing down Sieber as well. Could this catch him? Does not catch Sieber. So Heavy is sandwiched in between 2. So he's 1 mile from Sieber. No more. Oh, 1 Fox not. Okay, 1 Fox 2 left. The AIM-9 out on a cold target in the F-18. No flares coming from Sieber. Sieber splashes and it's taken down in a 1v1 from a Hornet, being spiked by an F-16. If that's a 120, you're dead. 120's out, and I don't believe Heavy's going to survive this one. Bam, Heavy's taken down, and Blue owns the zone, and Sa takes as the last person alive from this match. Only this match going to be streamed today? No, we're going to do 1 or 2 more, I hope. Trust the notch. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes
full-time score 3-1 to SF. So ASF did come back in the second half in the sense of winning the second half, but not with enough survivors to take the match. The first match goes to SF, 3 survivors to 1.
So to be a little, just for everybody who's new here, we'll spend another minute here. So what happened with this score now is SF 3, ASF 1. Now, they may have gotten 1 survivor point. However, the round and the match will go to SF for getting more survivor points. That's the change of this season here, guys. So you can draw. Let's say SF lands with 2 players, and then ASF lands with 2 players in the second half. That's a draw on the entire match. Both teams get equal points, and that's it. There's no more best of 3. It's all about survivor points this season. Cool, guys.
That's true. Nice from SAA to get that triple kill.
Absolutely.
Good game from him and the sole survivor for ASF.
I mean, look at that, guys.
Well done,
triple
guys.
kill. SAA, triple. He took out 75% of the team. So SF wins then. Yes, SF wins. They win 3-1. And they get the match points as well. Because they won they had more survivors in the beginning. So let's say SF aced 4-0 in the first round, and then they lost in the second round, but the only other team got 1 player to return. That's a 4-1. They still win. Bear,
That's correct.
If you're watching chat, are you watching chat, Bear, by chance?
I am watching chat.
Go ahead and give some explanation to Revenge, or if you don't mind, if I'm correcting me on anything I messed up, I'm going to get the next round set up for you guys.
Yeah, no, you were correct. Negative, Revenge. The survivor points and the match points are two different things. If you win a match, you get 3 points. If you draw a match, you get 1 point. Survivor points is a separate column or category, and those continue to be added up. So at the moment, SF are sitting on 3 match points, ASF are sitting on 0 match points. SF has 3 survivor points and ASF has 1 survivor point. They don't leave this match with nothing, they leave with the 1 survivor point.
That is correct. Match points and survivor points are different categories. I could have specified that a little bit better, but that's okay. All right, guys. Cool. Well, we are going to take a few minutes here to get set up for the next match. And, yeah, please send your questions in chat, guys. I'll get to them as soon as I can. Revenge.
Go
ahead.
I'll answer Revenge for how does that affect their rank. At the moment, they're in a group of 4. SF are leading that table with 3 points over the other 3 teams in that group. They have 3 survivor points. They have 3 match points.
Maybe Bear, what we can do is if we can get a nice scoreboard for the stage and block out the teams and stuff, and just to show people what the scoreboard looks like. Maybe that help out some understanding.
It's in the works.
If we can do that. Cool. All right, guys. Go have a bathroom break. Grab some coffee. Some whatever you want, whatever your deal is. And we'll be back in a little bit to set up the next match. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We'll answer your questions when we get back soon. All right, everybody, welcome back. We're going to refresh some things here. And we're on our way. Today's, the next matchup is Lock-on Greece Aggressors versus 4SV.
Yeah, Kalimera, Kalispera, Buongiorno, Buonasera. The Greeks versus the Itais, the Italians.
Let's look at these. Let's just take a look at these skins here.
Wow, look at that skin.
Look at
That's
these skins.
amazing.
These are some nice skins here, guys.
You can tell he's Italian. Huh?
Look at these fantastic looking. Nice silver underglow. Look at the tear underneath these wings. What fantastic looking skins. If I do say so myself. So let's go ahead and zoom out as we ingress now. Lock-on Greece Aggressors versus 4SV. SV coming in a bit of a wall with an F-15C in the back. Angels 30, roughly on average, for 4SV. Encroaching 30 miles. First shots at 35,000 on 120Bs and F-16s out in the front. So it looks like for this fight we have 4 F-16s coming from Lock-on Greece Aggressors. 1, 2, 3, 4 F-16s from 4SV and an F-15C in the back of the battle formation. Does SATAL have a Discord? Yes, we do. Find it on our forum post, and I will see if it's also on our YouTube channel in the description. It should be as well, I hope. In the description of the videos that you see. If not, I will have my lovely assistant Bear make an invite for you. All the information about SATAL is in our Discord. All the teams. Oh, this is getting close, guys. 1,200 knots diving down rapidly onto Casper. Oh my God, Casper might actually take this one. Casper, you're in trouble, buddy. Maneuver. Oh, God, no. And Casper taking down the long bomb shot, unfortunately, in the beginning. And oh my God, GPM. Ooh, GPM just barely misses that shot. Wow, and the first casualty. Right up the ass of the F-16 diving down. Man. It's a rough day. It was so slow. No maneuvering. No, nothing. And it just creeped up and bit him in the ass, didn't it? Oh, man. Really close shots now. 30,000 feet diving down onto 1.4 on White Lion. White Lion, bro, you're in some serious trouble. Maneuver. Notch. And he attempts to go for a notch. Half a mile. Oh, my God. He just barely misses that one. Trust in the notch, but another 120B on a double tap on the White Lion from basically straight down. My God, how do you notch a straight down missile? And White Lion in trouble, taken down on the deck. Man, rough time for White Lion. Just like that, kills 1 and kills 2 are now solidified. And we have 4SV running away against the zone, trying to figure out what the hell just happened. What the fuck just happened? They're trying to figure out. Both of our guys are dead. We need to regroup. Is Lock-on Greece going to give them the opportunity to regroup? Let's see. Thunder now attempting to go hot onto Disc Ball, possibly? Disc Ball with the 120 out onto the F-15. 5 miles. Oh, and the F-15 rips his wings off. Oh, trying to defend. 4SV is not looking good right now. Man. So the lone pilot, GPM from 4SV, double taps. Triple taps. 13 miles, 15 miles, really long shots. This is a 4v1 situation from GPM. And GPM just fired every missile he had with the exception of one 120. Now flaring at 1,000 feet, heading cold, trying to figure out what the hell am I going to do now. GPM now against the zone, and something's happening over here. Why do we have 120Bs popping up out of nowhere? I must be missing something. GPM getting close to the zone. GPM's going to hit the zone if he's not careful. Oh my gosh, and GPM ignores the warnings of the zone. And 4SV just gets completely steamrolled by Lock On Grease aggressors, and the zone is now owned by Lock On Grease, and they get 4 survivor points.
Return, yes. 120 Charlie's a banned, 54 Charlie's a banned, SD10's a banned, 9X's a banned.
Hey, Bear,
Yeah,
is the overlay scoreboard showing still SF versus ASF? Or is that just me?
Negative. It's 4SV
Okay,
versus GR.
Ignore me. I have too much going on right now to keep track. One Dal. Yes, flankers are more than welcome. With 120Bs, we anticipate, and there have been a lot of newer aircraft showing up that would not normally be allowed. Not necessarily allowed, but that would normally not have a chance to compete due to the 120s and the M54Cs and the long-range missiles that just don't allow these guys to compete properly. So by bringing these weapon restrictions in, it opens the floor to a lot more aircraft, a lot more people, a lot more flankers, a lot more strategy, etc., etc. So there you have it, guys. Lock On Grease Aggressors takes the first round against 4SV 4-0 for the first round.
Quite a quick one. Let's run with the second
Let's
round.
roll it through, guys. We'll see you in a few minutes. Welcome back. Welcome back. As the flight now ingresses, SF has switched sides with, excuse me, what is this? 4SV, excuse me. And Lock On Grease.
That does look like a little bug. That could be a
Actually,
bug on my fault. That could be on my side. Because the logo's wrong for 4SV. Interesting.
Tell you what, be right back, folks. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and
Mi
refresh
dispiace,
everything here.
signome.
And we're fixed. 4SV coming in from lock-on Greece aggressors into the battle zone right now.
Curious about the ability to use human sit in as Rio. You are allowed to use a human as Rio. However, this is a 4v4, 4 players versus 4 players. So you would lose an aircraft if you choose to have a human in as a Rio. However, you do get more Phoenix missiles.
So with a human Rio, you can take up to 6, and with a Jester AI, you're only allowed to take 4. But again, that relates back to the whole, this is a 4-player versus 4-player competition, so we are making every player that enters the server a player slot. So that means if you decide to take a human Rio, you will be down 1 aircraft, basically. Let's check out Lock on Greece as they ingress up high, 35,000 feet, with a nice moon in the background there. Fox 3 out from disc ball onto somebody on 4SV. Hitman at 32,000 feet, ingressing hot. Zoom in on the tech view. You got it, man. There she goes.
We had a little bit of issues with trying to open up ports and things like that for real-time telemetry to join in and view on the TAC view. We are working on it, but it might be a problem that the service provider needs to open up the ports their side.
We will be hopefully attempting to allow you guys to connect with a live broadcast link to TAC view. So what you guys will be able to do is be able to take control of the TAC view on my behalf, and you will be able to scroll around, rewind, and look at everything in close proximity. And it looks like possibly... Whoa, missile going crazy, but it takes him down, and that's the first casualty again. A 4SV member on the long bomb attempt is taken down. And I think that was from disc ball, correct? White Lion now, ingressing, possibly has another missile coming down to him from 30,000 feet and away. Defend. 3 miles away. 2.5 miles, and I think he's going to be actually safe, White Lion, from this missile, unless he recommits into it. Don't turn into the missile, White Lion. And you're safe, as for now, at least. White Lion still has that missile creeping up on him, though. Whoa! Missile goes berserk, and it's just barely a miss for White Lion. 120B now onto White Lion from 7 miles. Probably not going to make this shot as White Lion's down low, but we will see. Shake that motor. You got it. 2 miles now. 1.5 miles. 1 mile at 1,000 knots. White Lion, you got to do something. Maneuver. Pull some G's. Flying formation with the 120. And it drives into the ground. Just barely avoids death. Man. Another 120 coming into White Lion at the same time at 300 feet. White Lion's on the deck over his head. Not intended to target. White Lion again onto disc ball. Where is this happening? Right above his head. Disc ball shoots down onto White Lion. Ooh, disc ball's in trouble. Maneuver disc ball down. The afterburner, and the missile gets slotted right in the middle of the afterburner of the F-16 and taken down by Casper. White Lion now chasing really wide formation here. Okay, so there you go. Mortan just followed somebody out of the zone, chased them out of the zone, didn't turn back with the zone warnings. White Lion's got full aggression, Chad energy right now, chasing down 2 enemy targets. One went right above his head. The other one's also above his head. 120 onto Doc. Misses Doc, and he's got a 2v1 merge. White Lion just going uber Chad. What is happening here? Doc now merges with White Lion, along with Raccoon. Keeper and Mortan, 20 miles away. Let's watch White Lion in the action here. Oh no, 120B from 2 miles. Does it have the energy to pull that? It's going to... No, it just barely hits him. 3v1, and Casper is the sole target left. Delta V Delta V, there is a reason we're using Bravos, because the Charlies do not allow a larger variety of aircraft to partake in the event. 120Bs, slower, less range, allows for other aircraft like the Mirage or flankers to participate and have a chance at making it happen. And also, something different, shaking up the meta. It's been 120Cs, it's been F-16s versus F-18s for years. We're changing it up. So you're going to see a lot more variety of aircraft coming out later on this stage and the rest of the season.
Yes, also on that note, all 4 teams in this group, this is Group 9, all 4 teams are new teams to SATAL. SF, I believe, have played in the past, but several years ago. ASF, their first one with us, Lock on Greece, and they've got a sister team, Lock on...
Multiple missiles out on from Casper. Casper's going to be in some deep trouble here if he's not careful. 2 missiles out. Greece is chasing down Casper. Current range right now is sitting at about 6 miles cold. Casper will run into the zone. They're shooting, Lock on Greece is shooting on a cold target from 7 miles. Not really a shot that I would recommend taking, but Greece is still keeping the aggression up to follow down Casper. Casper getting many missile warnings. Still has his bags on the aircraft as well. Get rid of those bags. They're probably dry at this point. Getting all sorts of warnings. And if you enter the red zone, that is when you get a massive warning in the cockpit saying, hey, turn around. You're about to enter exit the combat zone. And he's getting dangerously close to the warning zone. 2 miles now. Bags are definitely not helping, as Wrexham says. Casper now basically in the zone, but Lock on Greece wasting a lot of missiles trying to catch him right now. 120, this is going to hurt Casper because he's turned away to exit the combat zone. Instant reacquire, and Casper taken down due to the zone being far away, and that is it. Oh, wait a minute. Is he still up? Wait a second. Casper took that one. Okay, so Casper manages to survive that 120, but another one coming in from 5 miles. I think Casper is in deep trouble here as this missile comes down onto him. 2 miles, 1 mile, first hit and second hit just to make sure that he is actually dead this time. He forgot to die. Yes, you are correct. So Lock on Greece comes back, and 3-0 for the second half.
Revenge, if you're still here, that would put Lock on Greece on the top of the table of this group, Group 9. They would have 3 match points, and as do the previous winners, ASF. However, the 7 survivor points that Lock on Greece take into the table put them above the other team. 4SV, their first competition, their first match. Unfortunately, they do leave with nothing.
Just so everybody's aware, nobody's actually leaving. This is a league, so you're in it till the end. So if you lose your first couple of matches, you're not being eliminated. You're with us all the way through the next couple of months. The championship eliminations for the top 16 teams or so will be the ones where you will be eliminated after losing X amount of matches. So for now, it's all about just winning as many matches as you can, gathering points, stacking up those points as high as you can get them, and try to get yourself in those top teams to qualify for the final championship eliminations.
Yeah, that's right. So we've divided it into 4 stages. Stage 1 is flat, and what's flatter than this blue stuff in front of you? Stage 2, we changed the weapon restrictions. It's SAR missile restrictions. So a different location in the Caucasus, which the pilots don't know yet until their first match.
Just to jump in real quick, SAR means semi-active radar homing, so that basically means Fox 1s and Fox 2s only, no Fox 3s for the next stage. The map will change. This is the only stage where this exact situation will occur. We have the entire map of Caucasus to play with. Where the next stage is, nobody knows. But for now in stage 1, this is where we are.
The map doesn't change, the bases change. So stage 2 will be the SAR semi-active homing missiles. Stage 3 is going to be very interesting. It's at night. Stage 4 will be a mountain stage, so we'll have to find some mountains somewhere in the Caucasus region. Everything will take place on the Caucasus.
So there you guys have it. what is that? That's 7-0 for Lock On Greece. Plus, there's separate match points. Guys, unfortunately, I have to get running. I wanted to do a couple more. Personal restrictions are coming in. We have a lot more matches to stream coming up. I will try to give you guys at least a day's notice, if not multiple hours contact before in the Discord. Make sure you guys all follow the Discord. Bear, can you put another link, please, in the chat for Discord for those who are not a member of the Discord? All SATAL news is in our Discord as well for announcements. And we'll see you guys next time. Thank you all so much for joining, viewing, and we hope to see you next time. Guys, there is going to be a lot more action coming as time moves forward. So come to our Discord, hang out, ask questions, and we'll see you all in the next stream.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Coyote, for streaming, and thank you for watching. See you soon.
Good night, everybody.